It sounded like you wanted to say something, so.
So I feel like a lot of people think that because of what I do, I have daddy issues or mommy issues or whatever the f it is. But it's honestly, it's a self-made choice. I didn't go to my dad and be like, should I do this? And he just gave me like all this advice to do it. I came to them, told them, because I wanted to be honest with my parents. They have that reason, they have that decision to make with their kid if they do something like this. You know what I mean? Like whether they want to be in your life or not. I think it's bad parenting if you don't want to be in your kid's life, no matter what they do. I'm not saying if they like delete someone, that's a great, I don't know. I feel like the line is just too broad here.
So let me ask you this. How can you make the judgment and the value-added judgment on what's bad parenting? I have children. Do you have any?
No.
Okay. And then on top of it, from your parents' perspective, you turned out to go off and do OnlyFans and like show your butthole online for money. How's that great parenting? How could you come to me and say what a great parent should do is this?
Just think it's
You're the
funny
perfect
that
example of everything that nobody should listen to for great parenting.
Is Christ a terrible parent because like so many of his sons and daughters commit sin? You said Jesus is your example for parenting. Who did Jesus dine with?
This is a hilarious
Who did he dine
argument.
with?
Of course he died for everybody.
No,
who did he dine with?
Like eat.
Dine. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Who did he dine with?
In which context? Like his apostles
Matthew,
or when?
in the Gospels. Who did he dine with?
He would dine with everybody. He dined with sinners. He would dine with
Who
saints.
did he call godless fools and rejected outright?
Okay, just stop.
Who?
Just get to your point.
You
should know this.
Well, it's fine if you don't know this.
Should I?
The people he called godless fools was Pharisees, the leaders of the religion.
Okay.
Whereas in the cases of women who were adulterers, tax collectors,
the ones he told
lepers,
to sin no more?
He told them to sin no more, but he still dined with them.
And he told them to sin no more. He said, go and sin no more.
But disowning is not the same thing as saying sin no more.
Disowning until a behavior is modified.
No.
That's behavior modification.
No, it's not.
How do you?
There's a million ways to not. Hold on.
Let her finish.
There's a million ways to condone an action. How do you even reconcile the prodigal son when the father, as the son walks home, says, "You've been my son the whole time." He never removed it. The son left, and the father allowed him to live out the consequences of that. But the father didn't disown him.
First of all,
the father didn't send him away. And when he came back, he threw him a massive party.
Yes,
the
parable.
prodigal child.
The parable of the prodigal son. But here's the thing: when you're looking at what happened in the results of the prodigal son, the father did not go where the son was committing all these heinous acts.
We're not saying
stop.
We're not saying you should start at OnlyFans. That's what we're saying.
We're
not saying join OnlyFans. We're saying you don't disown your child.
You're all spurging. Calm down. Let me finish my point. Okay. Dad didn't go where he was. Dad wasn't going and trying to pull him back. He wasn't doing any of this. He was saying, I don't endorse what it is that you're doing, what you're going after. Yes, he did say that. He told him it was a bad idea to leave.
That's a very big difference between saying
he told him it was a bad idea. Now, he left anyway after breaking the fortune, and then when he came back humble with his tail between his legs, crying his eyes out, did his father say, you've now returned to me, the prodigal son, and now all is forgiven.
You have always is the key word here. You've always been.
They're
my
still
son.
always your kid.
Not if you disown them.
That doesn't mean that you have to.
Not if you disown them.
That doesn't mean you have to
difference
enable
is,
it.
In the cases like, did he not go with them to go and slut it up with whores and blow money on crack? No, he didn't. But she's not saying, "Hey, Dad, come do OnlyFans with me. You should."
My dad is nowhere in my life.
Yeah, but my point is that again, when he came back humble, when he came back correct, when he came back from doing the horrible things that he was doing, then Dad said, yes, welcome back in. You were always my son. Of course, I never stopped loving you. But he was not endorsing all the things
At no
that
point
the kid,
was he disowned,
Let me finish. He was not endorsing all the things the kid was doing. He was not going out of his way to make sure that the kid had additional money to continue sinning where he was at. He wasn't doing any of that.
I'm not saying any of these things. The issue is that if Christ is the example for parenting and he loves you every single step of the way,
he's not the only
disowning your child is the opposite of that thing. Now, I am fine with parents getting to decide if you don't want to support that. They tell them explicitly. I would be fine with a relationship. My parents are Christian, my brother's gay. I'm fine with them regularly being.
Can the Catholic Church excommunicate people?
Yes, but the Catholic Church is in no way the same thing as a
Yeah, so if the Catholic Church excommunicates somebody, are you saying that what they're doing...
Why do they excommunicate?
Let me finish.
Hold on,
He's a
that's an
Stop,
extremely
Holy
important
stop.
fuck, we're getting...
Stop.
Okay, make a final point, and I'm
Okay,
moving
I'll
on.
make it
Christ
quick.
friends with
Okay.
prostitutes.
If you make
Why we
No,
if
look at Mary
you,
Magdalene.
if you make an excommunication, why is it
close
that
as-
they're not turning their back on their children?
Okay, an excommunication at an apostolic level of the Catholic Church is about godless fools. It's about
Not always.
Pharisees. That is why the Eastern Orthodox was removed. They broke up with
They
you
didn't-
because they
no, the
thought
other
that
way.
you got
It
no.
was the other way
I know
around.
you guys broke up with us after, but that's just not true. The reason that they were
Wait, you're a
excommunicated.
Catholic?
I'm not a Catholic, but I'm
Yeah,
like
come on,
theologically
you're not a Catholic.
Catholic.
Yeah.
I'm more Catholic than I am Eastern
Okay,
Orthodox.
20 seconds, 20
The
seconds,
reason
go.
that churches excommunicate is because they're violating the nature of God himself, not because they're doing a sin that they dislike. It's extremely different, and these types of sins, like blaspheming the Holy Spirit, is in no way comparable to moral sins or virtue sins, which maybe OnlyFans is moral sins, or maybe it's a virtue sin. I'm not sure where it falls specifically, but acting like the church can excommunicate so parents can excommunicate their children is a bastardization of why the Catholic Church does this in the first
So
place.
let's look at this logically to what you're saying, not what the
She is
distinction,
Final point,
which
final
the
point,
distinctions
final
in the
point.
reasoning are. Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to respond. What the distinction in the reasonings are. Let's look at this from a holistic. You claimed, listen, because Jesus Christ said thing X, it's not proper for you to then say, nope, I'll walk away from this. But it is proper for the Catholic Church to do the same thing under the same circumstances. And your only claim to this is to say
It's
that they
disanalogous.
rejected
It's
that they
disanalogous.
rejected Christ. So the same thing happens
No,
exactly
sin is
here.
not rejecting Christ.
Oh,
and
it
you
can
know
be
that.
rejecting Christ.
Yes, blaspheming,
Yes.
Blaspheming the name of
blaspheming
Yes.
the Holy
Yes.
Spirit.
But here's the
is
thing, what
that
I'm-
what the
yeah.
what the Pharisees did was
Nope,
bad
no,
enough. These are disanalogous, and you're being dishonest. by saying
No, that's not. They're not disanalogous.
Yes,
This is your logic.
No, this is the logic of like
You guys
all of the
can-
No, it's just your
theology
logic.
of
Okay,
the
okay, okay.
Catholic
Here,
Alright,
wait,
fine.
interlude. Can we see an ahi gal, I guess? Just
I love the interlude.
let's do a little reset.
Why don't you do one?
You want to try it with me?
should attempt.
I'll
You wanna
pass.
try it with me?
No,
Wait,
just
you're gonna ask the women to do it, but you're too
Can
cowardly
she
to do it
teach you
yourself.
how to do it?
That
Go.
seems a little weird.
Go ahead. Do you want to do it?
Oh my God.
Lord have mercy.
Yummy.
We must be focused, brothers. We must